Start streaming.
Just on our videos or what?
Select stream. Hang on. All right, hang on. I think we're back in. I think we reconnected. Oh, it looks like we have reconnected, but it's on a different one.
Already we've seen this Dawnbreaker come out with the ult to get a double kill in the top lane, showing her worth, that mobility around the map, and then just ports right back to the mid lane. It's right back to farming, keeping pace with the Invoker. Chikiro doing a lot of work in this bottom lane, getting kills on the Lich, really keeping OP quite low on the Centaur. It doesn't feel safe to go up in last hit, and we do have level 6 on the Riki now, so we might start rotating to find kills. In wall top lane, Beachy tried it, doing okay on the last hits, caught a little bit behind the tier 1, but we'll get back, no problem. Tidehunter really struggling. Definitely the biggest struggle in this laning phase. He's bought so much regen, his net worth is so low.
All right, video quality is back, and we're now back following. I apologize for that.
I'm not even able to approach this lane. We have level 6 on the Invoker. Sorry, on the Weaver in top lane. The two
bottom lane gets the kill, finds it. Bitch, you tried it's coming in. He's circling around Derp Knight. The dust goes out. Unreals is getting a few pips back on. Goes back out on Derp Knight, taking some damage on Unreals, but Derp's going to go down for this. Can he finish it off? He does have the cloud. Can he get it? It's one hit away. No, he does get the time lapse, but it's back into the cloud. It looks like he might be able to walk out of this.
Just be careful, though. OP is coming back in.
Chemical Zero going a lot of damage. Does get the kill on the Invoker mid.
Yeah, so there's that ability to just run down the Invoker we talked about. Invoker, a very slow hero. She just gets in there right on his face. He's already blown all of his control spells, and it's just not enough. It does launch an Ice Blast headed towards bottom. It does miss Dawn.
Coming back out. Bitch, you tried it. Cannot hear. Dawnbreaker is coming in. OP is running low. Does get the pick off on the Weaver. He could potentially get OP here. He's in still in the frost range. He does not. He goes down. Punished for his hubris. Just barely missing on the Sunstrike, too.
The Dawnbreaker counter rotation is really coming in clutch. Wusong quietly trying to recover in the top lane. He does have Ravage. He was not there to use it. Chicken Shanks is also here, so kind of a low XP 1v1, but Weaver will return shortly. And here's the Weaver to farm this lane.
Still 6 minutes in, 6 to 8.
Yeah, Dawnbreaker's given up a lot of the lane farm for these rotations. So Invoker's pulling ahead a little bit on last hit. But I don't think she's concerned. She's happy to have 4 kills.
Yeah, still top net worth on the Dawnbreaker. You know, the last hits that matter in Turbo are the heroes.
Absolutely. Center also struggling a bit. Both offlaners kind of having a rough game. About to get the Wisdom Rune. That'll help a little bit. We do have Lich, Chain Frost now available. They are going to get both Wisdom Runes because the Radiant are not prescient on their timings. That's a little unfortunate. Invoker will find the combo, and the Riki will clean up the Lich as well, it looks like, so we get a double kill going out. It does pay for it with his life, unfortunately.
Getting in the backline over here, they have the dust. They have the dust on him. He could potentially go down for this very easily. Does get the spin off. Dawnbreaker coming back in. Slam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Even with that death, though, Riki is still top net worth by a noticeable distance. But you try to go in and on McGurd. The ult's coming out to try and get him out. But Chicken Shakes gets him with the shackles. Bitch, you tried it. Living up to the name, punishing your hubris and your overextensions.
Oh, 14 on Dawnbreaker. She's 2 ahead of the next nearest person. So anytime she's in this fight, she's really going to have a weighty presence. That heal coming out for her team probably going to help keep people alive as well.
It's also a 2100 health pool that's just coming into the fight that you have to chew through before you can actually go after any of these squishier cores.
Yeah, she's got her BKB coming out. Or sorry, she's rushing the Desolator with her start. So she's going for a scaling damage build. probably the right play, but she will need that
Oh
BKB
no,
to
he
be able
walks
to
into the
invoke her.
dust. They're going to turn it around on him. Chicken Shakes is getting out of here, but does he have the switcheroo? He does have the chicken form. Goes down anyway. They do get the pick on the Dawnbreaker. Cancels the ult. Slam does not go out quick enough. Bombardo does have the bug on him, so they can't see him. Is he going to be able to get it off in time before he gets pipped? He does have the invis. He goes out. OP's taking a bunch of damage. He gets the blink off to Oh My God and gets out of there. Is he going to go back in? Maybe not. It looks like a really bad position for Bitch. You tried it. He could potentially go down here. He does get the voodoo, or he gets the backtrack off and takes down the Tide Hunter. Still going back in, gets the stun. Oh my God, everybody's dead.
Really nice team fight. The Ravage, very clutch from Wusong there, plus the Invoker combo. And Dawnbreaker just really didn't get to contribute to that fight. Her ulti was canceled. It was really Weaver who did all the work. So if Dawnbreaker was able to survive a little longer, might have performed better. And now Chain Frost is back up, so would have been nice to have in that fight. Probably would have resulted in even more kills. They do end up turning it, though, just on the virtue of Weaver being so strong in that specific scenario, being able to kite behind, find the supports who had dropped low, and the Tide Hunter who had already used everything. Ricky very happy to live through that whole fight. He's now level 16 when he was struggling before. Ricky, of course, having not the talent that gives you the bonus gold and experience from kills. He's gone the farming exterminator one. So
Stomp goes out. Shackles to follow up here. Do they have the break to go off the Kraken shell? He does get to walk out of it earlier. OP a little early on the ult there. Chicken Shanks is going in. He's got his ult flying. Here comes Unreal's with the Chain Frost. Wusong's in a bad place. He does have the phase boots to get out. Chain Frost doing so much damage over here. Can the Ricky pick it up? He gets him up, drops him down. Unreal's is burning and turning, and down he goes.
It's another 4 down. That's 2 team fights in a row they've lost. They didn't even have Ravage for this one.
I think they're going for the
team fight draft coming together. Invoker.
Points.
Yeah, definitely going to get that tonight, I think. We're already on track, I believe. Not quite. No, we're there. Okay.
We're 30 kills in 10 minutes. So they got to keep
this pace up. Yeah. Yeah, the Invoker is just finding great combos on the back of AA and Shakira setup. Finding the angles for the meatball. Able to live this time too, so he's quite happy. He's got his Atos to help with the setup. So independent, and he will have Cataclysm for the next Ravage most likely. So that's going to be even scarier. Blink Ravage plus Cataclysm should be an instant teamfight win, I imagine.
So looking at this from the perspective of the Radiant over here, what do they need to do to turn around this game, and put it back in their favor right now?
I think the Radiant are having the advantage at the moment. It's the Dire who need to retake the advantage. They just need BKBs on their cores. I think that's it. That Dawnbreaker and Weaver need to farm their BKBs quietly before they fight too much more.
I don't know. This Weaver is
nice little double kill, though.
Shredding.
Yep, Beecher tried it. It's terrifying as always. The Lincolns and now the crit are up. I think we'll probably see him go Daedalus over the Revenant Spiritualist game. I imagine.
Now, why would you say he's going to be going that item over the traditional build? What about this game for people watching? Why would they want to alter the build in this state right now?
Well, Daedalus is just straight up more damage typically, and with the Dawnbreaker going minus armor on the team, it doesn't make sense to not commit to the physical damage. He's not benefiting from the Desolator at all. If he goes for the Revenant's Breach build. Also, the heroes that are tanky on the Radiant team, namely the Tide Hunter, they don't really have a ton of armor. It's just not a ton of armor there. It's really, you'd get it for the Ricky. I don't think Ricky is going to be the problem for Weaver. Weaver's going to be killing everybody else first, and then Ricky's going to be default dead.
Oh no! Oh my God! So trying to go up high ground to get some wards, and he misses the Macro Pyre too. Going back in, misses the Ice Blast. What a sidestep! Looking at the cast animation and getting out of the way. Oh man!
Yeah. So if they build BKBs on their cores, they get this crit done on the Weaver, and then of course are just able to find pickoffs on the supports at the start of the fight before it even happens with the Weaver, with Centaur ulti and Dawnbreaker ulti. I think they can take apart this teamfight plan, right? Because as soon as you take out a couple of the elements, the Invoker, the AA, or just the Kiro, suddenly it's a lot harder to land these combos, and you don't have the damage to follow through. Linkit is popped. He will walk away. They've revealed their location, and now we have a full team fight setting up here at the tier 2. 2K net worth. Meanwhile, the Radiant need to be really decisive on their engagements.
Oh, it's coming out. But you try to charge in. They see the game on over here. They're looking for the pick. He's charging in. He's got a Glimmer Cape for the pop. He's going back in. Ult comes out. Cataclysm's going down. There's so much damage. There goes another Ice Blast. The Weaver does get the pick off. Here comes Dawnbreaker. He's circling in for Omagrid. He does get the stun. They do get the Frost. Wusong is in a position to turn this fight. Where is the carries? They're circling back in. They're walking into the death trap, and they don't even know if the BKB is going out. Bitchu Trident is not silenced. He is going in. He does get the glimpse out. He's going back in. He is turning this back on the Riki. He is punishing him for overextending his welcome into the top lane. 3 for 2 really on a flip.
If we look at the damage of that fight, I mean, it's almost all the Weaver, right? It's just Weaver did 7k damage. Nobody else really did anything. So Weaver is having a crazy performance, keeping his team afloat. Is able to start the fight. I think they overextended a little, finding that AA. They weren't, they were seen the whole time as they walked in on that. They were approaching under vision with the Centaur ulti, and then they didn't have Centaur ulti to disengage. So the net gain from that fight was not actually very high. It's just Weaver who's the main beneficiary finding kills. I do think if it's Weaver's BKB gets shorter, there's a win condition for Radiant where they can just kill him with a short BKB or get a Hex or something. And if there's no Weaver, then Dire just lose by default. There's no way that they can win a team fight.
Oh no, there goes Roche.
Roche with the yeet.
Well, here's the thing. The Invoker is going to see that this Roche is coming through at half health, so they are going to be able to set up a potential rotation into here. They do have Macropyre, they do have Ice Blast, they do have Game On's Blast as well. Are they going to go in and continue to play this, or are they going to play around it?
Oh, this is so dangerous now. They just used Centaur ulti, so they don't have that tool. Invoker is in position. He's going to set up the combo with the Tornado.
Where's the AA ult? Here it comes in. Is it going to be enough? It's going to get in at 2. There's a Cataclysm. Oh no, it just barely misses. Only OP and Unreals are going to go down for this. Bitchu Trident has the BKB out. He's going on the back line. The Chain Frost. The Chain Frost is doing so much damage. It just keeps hitting. Wusong is taking a lot of damage here. Here comes Dawnbreaker coming back in. Slamming down, going back in, chasing on the Invoker. There is no vision, so it looks like he's going to walk away. But here comes the Riki to turn it around. Silenced and down.
Yeah, we see that Weaver can stand strong when this BKB is up, but as soon as it's down, he has to run, and his teammates just melt. They die. Lich ulti doing a ton of work in that fight. Very well placed by Unreals. Pulling his weights alongside the Weaver, and they do walk away with an Aegis on Weaver. So
looks like
that would condition is so much harder
here,
even
so
for
they're
the
not going to have the defensive wards. Down he goes. KF, see you later, Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, the other win condition seems to be just kill everybody but Weaver, and then Weaver can't win the game 1v9. That is a viable approach, I suppose. Oh my goodness, that Alacrity Catapult does so much damage. Oh my goodness.
What is that? What is that called? The millennial solution, right? It just ignore the problem until it becomes unbearable.
Yeah. Because nobody in the past has ever ignored problems.
We're living through it.
We do have an Ags being built on Dawnbreaker. Interesting choice. I'm not a big Dawnbreaker player, but I do know that they really favor this Ags. Gives you a lot of utility with the healing and the team fight. Lets you control where you land a lot more. Quite nice. And of course, she benefits from the stats that Takiness offers as well. Riki level 26 with Butterfly and Diffusal Disperser. Done. Also has his Ags. So quite strong. And his last item coming in looks like it will be a Daedalus. Weaver likewise has finished BKB Butterfly now. Will be opting probably to finish their Daedalus shortly, trading in their treads while they have Aegis.
Is it really an item that they don't want to just build like Mage Slayer or something on the Weaver just because of the sheer amount of magic damage that they have on the enemy team?
Weaver's the main DPS right at this point. He just wants to kill the people he goes after as quickly as possible. During the course
goes out, Chicken Shakes gets to slip away. The Riki doesn't really pick anybody off, but the Weaver is BKB'd and alone. He's alone. They can turn this down. The BKB is going to expire. He does get to walk away from it. A lot of ults are thrown on here, and people are retreating out. Nobody died. Oh, man.
Yeah, surprised the Invoker not quite finished off there. No crit procs for the Weaver. He got a little bit unlucky.
Oh, he's going back in. Pops the Aeon. Can he pick off Chicken Shake? Chicken Shakes does get the slip out. They do have the vision throw. He is under dust. OP could get the stun and the blow here. He's taking so many shots. Wusong comes out with the ultimate, but the Cataclysm here. Here comes OP. In come Dawnbreaker right into the ice path, so he is slowed. So Omagard does get to walk away from it. Down 2 for 1. Dire is
I think that one's on the Titan
chipping away.
Yeah, a bit of a flubbed entrance for the Ravage. Lost vision up the high ground and couldn't quite execute. And then the Frost just kind of gets Ricky killed. So a little unfortunate. Not quite what they need. Weaver is menacing as ever, but that BKB down to 6 seconds, so it's the shortest duration. And as soon as they kill Weaver, they get that streak gold as well. Big target for them, for sure. 25 seconds till BKB is back up. They do have the Aegis on the Weaver still, hitting the tier 3s. Gotta get past the wall.
Goes out, stun's going in, gone. Game on has a bunch of damage with the BKB, could potentially go in here. Chemical Zero has the stun, just barely misses because of the slows. Goes back out, gets the macro fire too, man. Wusong's coming in. Cataclysm's going out. Weaver's caught. He doesn't have his BKB. He's under vision. They can close this out. He's going down. He's completely encapsulated over here. They have vision. The ice path's going out. They're going for him. They're going to hit him. He's slowed. He can't go anywhere. He doesn't have the BKB. He's chained. He's not going out the BKB. He comes back in. Can they close it out on him? What a slippery little bastard gets away. Oh.
Wow.
What a slip.
He's not out of it yet. There's a Ricky
here. Turning on the Wusong. Potentially could take him down. That's a lot of damage reduction. He doesn't have the BKB. Can he close it out? Can he go? Down he goes. 2,000 gold to the Ricky.
And the last person you want it going to, they have a DD rune in the river and 2,000 gold going to Ricky. He's going to finish his next item here. He can eat his Ags, maybe get another, maybe get a BKB himself, maybe some more Agi. Yeah, there's this BKB and a DD rune. Uh-oh. So a little too deep in there. Going for that tide kill, he gets it, but it was not worth giving up his streak. Down tier 2 will fall. They'll be knocking on the doors to this tier 3 for long with a DD Ricky who could probably one-shot this Lich legitimately. Maybe two-shot.
Aeon's disc is down on Lich. I don't think... No, it is back up. It is past the cooldown time. Let's see if Dire can hold out without the Weaver here. Chain Frost goes out a little early.
Does go out.
Hits.
Effortlessly dodged, so that's not going to be a factor anymore. I don't know if I agree with that decision to use the Chain Frosts on the defense there. They're gonna really feel
Shake's trying to throw the wards down there as a defensive measure, but they already got what they came for. They took the tower.
Yeah, they're gonna go find the Dawnbreaker pickoff now. Dawn knows that she's going the correct way up to the jungle. I hope she TPs out after this, but she has no TP, so she needs to be really careful. Evoker probably looking with the invis. We'll find her with a hex, and she's dead if she gets caught.
They do. She does have BKB Solar Guardian, so they can get out of there. Unless they stun lock her. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Did you guys press enough buttons there? Oh.
We do have the Daedalus on the Weaver now and Satanic. We'll be selling his treads and opting for the Mjolnir to get his attack speed. Going for another Aegis shortly. With a Daedalus. No problem soloing this Roche, but he will announce that it's happening with Aurora.
It looks like they're going to trade Aegis for the tier 2 tower unless they want to try and teleport in to defend this.
I think that's a good trade. I think we're happy with that. If we're
Shield Rune is also really good.
Yep. You have to kill this Weaver basically 3 times. Maybe 4 with ulti.
Is this a base race?
I don't think they want to go for the base race here. But Weaver does have a good option to do so.
Or at least take a free set of rats and then come back. Ult comes out. Frost Blast coming in, taking 1, 2, could potentially take 3. 2 are down. The 2 cores. Chicken Shanks could also go down here. Looks like he's going to walk into the fountain. Meanwhile, Weaver just now finishing up racks, coming back. He's going in solo. He has the BKB. He has the Aegis. He is in the cloud. Can they stop him? So much damage coming back out. The BKB is over. He's still silenced. Can he get the Satanic off? He gets a time lapse. Slammed, dunked. He has BKB expiring. He jumps to Wusong. He has the spin. Can they get him out? Looks like he's going to be able to walk away. They're going to feed sacrificial Wusong Tidehunter to get the Ricky out in time.
Well, I was not sure about that play
service.
from Weaver. I thought he was giving up a really good pressure situation where he could have pressured the tier 4s to force him back. But he knew his strength. He popped that BKB. He face tanked everything. Is able, despite the smoke cloud, to get his ulti off. And he doesn't even lose Aegis. And gets 2 kills off of it. So crazy play. Beach is just killing it this game. Really a joy to watch. Is a little low on mana. Needs to watch himself. He cannot do so hot if all of his mana gets burned here by a chance invoker. Cannot get away with Shikuchi. He'll be fine. He'll get the lotuses.
Yeah. Still really
so Rax
close
is traded
game.
for Rax. Slight advantage, I would say, to Radiant still.
The two juggernauts passing in the lane. But you tried it. Can be seen. Ricky cannot. 2 ships passing in the night.
Yeah, neither of these people want to engage on the other. It's too risky. Just gonna grab their invis to be on their way. They do have to get through 2 sets of tier 2s remaining on both the side lane racks. The Radiant still have a little bit more time unless Dire opts to just straight push down mid for the finish. So I kind of like the Radiant's position a little better. As soon as this Aegis is gone, Weaver is once again vulnerable to just if Weaver dies, it doesn't buy back. The game's just over, right? So they have their win condition. They could find him with the Ricky. They do have the right draft to win these team fights. And this Invoker, of course, later it goes. He's just gotten stronger and stronger. He has his Refresher combo now to go with the Ravage. And Shiva's done on Tide as well. So so much
damage. Looks like they may be trying to defend. No, it looks like they're going to call for high ground here. This is not a type of engagement you want to do in the low ground.
They could toss out a tornado and dissuade the push a little bit. But it doesn't connect, so I imagine
setting up to try and get this bottom tower here. Question is, will Dire return to try and get this kill on the Ricky to secure a push?
Oh, the meatball thrown out really casually. Jakiro just dies, just gets caught out. That's not
good. Indeed, ult's coming back out. Cataclysm's going to go in. The Weaver's down. Aegis is down. Chemical Zero could potentially go down too. Centaur's gone. Chemical Zero's gone. Unreals and Chicken Shanks running with their tail tucked between their legs with the Weaver out of here.
Successful
that is not a fight you want to pick.
Yeah, all the ults have been dropped. No, Weaver is still here. Has to be careful though. No Aegis.
Gets the pop, gets the hex, gets the cataclysm. Can they silence him? BKB is going out. Satanic doing its work, doing what it's paid for. He is chasing. The Invoker does run out, gets the stun off. Can he find him? He gets the slow, dodges the tornado, goes Satanic, blinks out. Oh my god, there's so much damage. Buyback coming out on Invoker. They do have the banner here, giving the creeps immunity.
So Invoker buys back to prevent the racks from going, and then the Dire take that as a win and back away. They are going to find Chicken Shanks probably on the tail end here. There's no Weaver to keep him alive, so rest in peace, Mr. Shanks. A little bonus to compensate for the buyback. It's not the best. It's not the Weaver, that's for sure. But
how much is buyback to expend right now? Buyback's 4,700 right now. Gets a 1,000 back, so almost a 20% refund.
I gotta be careful about this banner. Or sorry, not this banner, this top racks. Weaver has plenty of gold for buyback. Can start buying moon shards here soon for his team too. He's
35 to 32 with less than a 1k gold lead gap.
Have they kept to the 3 kills a minute? Are they on
track? Well,
for
we're
that?
hitting 30 minutes now and 3 and 3. So they would need to. I don't think they're going to hit it this game. They needed to end the game like 10 minutes ago.
I think Weaver's gonna walk away with Focus Fire though. Just by virtue of, I mean, once you have 25 kills, it's impossible not to get Focus Fire, right?
No, well, he's only at 19 right now.
Guaranteed. Oh, he'll keep getting them. He is the one who kills on this team.
Calm down, Heisenberg.
265. Yeah. A third Aegis will be going the way of Weaver.
Ooh, are they going to try to steal?
Oh, Invoker stole the Roach kill with the tornado. That is incredibly lucky, I have to say. I don't think I've ever seen the damage from tornado steal a Roach.
I don't know.
That is flawless.
Hashtag calculated. Hashtag
Yeah,
calculated.
totally not absolute coincidental luck there.
Invoker is
just
picking up the Ghost Scepter now because he is tired of taking so much damage from Weaver. 13 seconds until his refresher up. This is going to be the fight of the game.
I do like the Ghost Scepter. It's the right choice for sure. Either that or some armor. Maybe even an AC would be worthwhile on him, even though it's a little unusual. Ravage
at this
double
point
Ravage
in the game,
now with a refresher.
Weaver's right-clicking for like 330 right now, plus a crit. Or no, he doesn't have a crit. He does have Mindbreaker, though.
Yeah, he's got Mindbreaker. He's got the Mueller procs. Honestly, I would consider putting the Daedalus in over the Satanic at this point. I feel like Satanic is a really good item to pocket and then bring out after your Aegis pops. That's just my preference, because I feel like you still really want to murder supports quickly, and you just don't maybe quite have the damage to do it in the space of a stun or a shackle with the Daedalus put away. But he's a Weaver player. He seems to know what he wants. So yeah, there's Ghost Scepter.
There goes the Ghost Scepter.
But being chased.
Oh my god, taking a lot of damage. I mean, I feel like they're just giving up that tier 2. I don't think that the Shaman ult was necessary.
Ricky did cut a wave, but there are still creeps coming in here, so the mission is not accomplished. The tower is still using backdoor.
This wave cut was sponsored by Kettle of Ketchup.
Yep. Brought to you by Ketchup Gaming. We deny you.
Oh no, he gets caught out. Wusong coming in with the ult, followed up with the Cataclysm, double ults, double Cataclysm.
Oh my god.
She just barely gets the Weaver. Weaver gets to walk away. Here comes the ult. Down he goes. Dawnbreaker's back in, buying back, keeping Bitch You Tried It alive. Oh no, Wusong could go down for this. The gem is on the dirt. The courier kick picks it up. Wusong may be able to walk out of this. Oh yeah, my god, what a play.
That combo was disgusting. Double Cataclysm Ravage. I mean,
Bitch You Tried It immediately walked out with what? 200 HP under Aegis?
Yeah, that's not a Centaur Warrunner. That's fucking glue now. He just got sent straight to the factory. It just disappeared. It's incredible. They do have a cooldown on this combo, but they can just keep doing it. It's like zero risk.
I don't know. The team has to be alive for that. They do get the blast off on Beach. You Tried It. They're trying to kill him. He does have the BKB. He still has Aegis. Why are they diving him?
That's a dieback, though, on Dawnbreaker.
Damage reduction. Oh, my God. Whoa, what was that? Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, my God. Can they get him? Can they get him? He does have Satanic. Wusong is tanking so much damage. He gets the silence.
They're losing tier 4s.
Can he get it? Can he get it? It's a blink strike away. No.
Both Ancients, vulnerable now, have died to tier 4s during the course of this. Oh, nope, tier 4. One tier 4 is still up entire.
Chicken Shake's dying to his own creep waves over here.
Here does have the potential to just come in and kill the Ancient at this point. So they have to be really careful and keep this mid wave and bottom wave pushed in so we can't have the rat play. That's another buyback expended. So buybacks slowly starting to disappear. Not many remaining at this point. Not many of the important ones. I think we still have.
There's only 3 buybacks right now. It's on Weaver, Ricky, and AA. So like the 2 juggernauts.
They're gonna see if they have a little window to find something here with Dawnbreaker missing.
Still less than a 1k gold differential in this match.
Yeah, incredibly tight game. Both teams feeling the pressure. One misstep and their Ancient will fall quickly.
Gets the
Collector does pop the Lincolns.
Gets the tornado out.
Find a tornado and there's a potential hex follow-up.
He does get the BKB up. He's taking a lot of burn damage. He can potentially go down here. Gets the backtrack out. Here comes Dawnbreaker up and over. Here comes the Chain Frost is doing so much damage. Unfortunately, walks back in. Gets the Cataclysm off. Going out with the Meatball Marinara. Disarmed coming back in. Chicken Shake's dropping the wards a little shallow over here. But it doesn't matter. These teams are split off on their own special side missions. What is going on where? Oh, Ricky does go down. That felt
This looks bad for
one-sided.
Radiant. Yeah,
That felt very one-sided.
They didn't quite have the combo. I feel like Tide did not refresh. Tide did not have the mana to refresh ulti. Whereas
I believe he got caught by the shackles.
Yeah. It's just such a knife's edge on whether chasing after this teamfight draft is going too far, overextending, or whether it's worthwhile. It really is. It's hard to tell because Evoker can punish you coming in with such ulti so hard. One hex and you die to the combo, the Ravage counter initiation. But Weaver's really just unafraid, playing in such an unafraid way this game, understanding his limits, understanding how he can get his time lapse off, and getting the BKB off to prevent being hexed.
BKB going out on the Invoker, gets pushed back, gets thrown into Frost Blast, but they're going to lose a Rax for it. Chicken Shanks over here trying to do as well, but he's going to war with this range creep.
Riki buyback expended. Desperately defending their Ancient now. It is starting to take damage. And they're going to get Mega creeps.
Fortify going out to defend the Megas. BKB going out on Chemical Zero. He's diving in. He goes to slam. It's a little early, but there's 3 caught in Macro Fire. The ice is going down. Dawnbreaker's going up and over. Coming back down. Goes back in. He has the BKB. He has the ultimate going back in. There could be another Cataclysm that goes out here. There's the meatballs already. They're all grouped up. It's now or never. Here they go. Riki going back in, getting the extension, takes down the Dawnbreaker. He could potentially take down OP as well. He's got him caught in the tree. He's speaking Vietnamese over here. You know, the Weaver's going for Ancient. He wants out of this game.
Ancient down to half health. Meanwhile, Riki is fighting 1v2 against Chicken Shanks and OP.
Oh,
Invoker buyback also extended again. 35k net worth lead now with these buybacks, with the Weaver staying alive, finding these kills. And with the Megas creeps to worry about, this looks like a very uphill battle. I can't, despite incredible draft execution from the Radiant with this Cataclysm combo, Weaver is single-handedly carried this game. We saw a really strong start from the Dawnbreaker, and Weaver took that chance and ran with it. This is one of the strongest Bichu performances I think I've ever seen. He will get a 4th Aegis.
I believe he drops Ags now at the 4th.
He does not. Actually, I can't remember. They changed it so much. I don't care. I don't care.
There's Cheese, Refresher, Aegis, and Banner.
If it did drop Ags, Bichu would not pick it up. Bichu is so annoyed by the Ags causing you to have to target yourself with ulti, he never buys it. Even in the Hyper Late game, he just intentionally leaves it unbought. So he'll never finish the Ags. Yeah, it's just a personal preference. I get it. As a Phoenix player, I also sometimes just don't want to deal with the Ags occasionally getting myself killed because I'm bad at the game. So,
Tier 5's coming out. We do have Necronomicon for the True Sight in the fights. Riki does have the Minotaur Horn.
That'll be quite nice.
Invoker with Necronomicon. Bichu Trident is about to level.
We have a Divine Rapier on the field. Ooh. We have a Riki Divine Rapier.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Big risk, big returns are necessary against Mega Creeps.
I do think opting to keep Mindbreaker. Weaver opting to keep Mindbreakers. Minotaur Horn on the Centaur as appropriate. Minotaur Horn on Dawnbreaker. Does get him rooted.
He didn't get anything better for the tier 5?
I don't know.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Bolt goes out. Cataclysm's going out. He doesn't have the refresher. Chicken Shanks is gone. OP gets his BKB out, or the Minotaur Horn out. Weaver's going for the base. He wants out. He's slowed. Chemical Zero's going for the base. They're just all hitting it. They're using their BKBs, and they are gone. What a game.
On to the very last moments. Crazy Cataclysm damage coming out, but it is not enough. The BKB on the Weaver is all they needed to start winning fights, to start taking down those buildings. I mean, we have to bring Bichu Trident up.
Absolutely.
Here. There could be no other MVP.
Absolutely. What a match. What a match. Actually, you should have privileges now if you want to bring Bichu Trident up here.
That's right. Give me a second. It's not letting me.
Let me
never
grab
mind.
him.
Let's see. I can do it. I can do it.
Okay. Beach, you tried it. What a game. What a game, bro.
Thanks, man.
Congratulations on your win.
They're supposed to ban Weaver, I guess. But...
Yeah. You cannot leave that hero unbanned against you, and you made it clear why in this match. This is the strongest performance I think I've ever seen from you, ever. Just absolutely dominating the amount of kills and damage you had on your team. You basically solo turned around that game. You built all the right items at the right moments. What had you so locked in for this moment? Or is this just your default on Weaver? Is this just a ban this or lose situation for you?
Yeah, I think I just play this hero so much, and I've been playing a lot normal mode. So the turbo has been, you know, it's like a breeze. It's like, wow, this is so easy. And the farming and I don't know. Yeah, definitely BKB as soon as you... I used to make the mistake and get Maelstrom and then Crystallis and go straight damage. But no, you got to get that BKB as soon as you get your first damage item so they can't mess with you. So,
we were
yeah.
watching a lot of those fights where it came down. We were worried coming into that, like once you hit the 6-second BKB mark, that it would be a chance for the Radiant to actually lock you down. But it's like between the Satanic, doing the Dispel, and as well as the time lapse, like you got yourself out of a lot of slippery situations.
Yeah, when you're looking at a situation, how do you judge whether it's safe for you to go and really do that crazy play? Because you had to worry about Smoke Cloud, you had to worry about Invoker Hex, you had to worry about the Ice Path follow-up. I think they only got you like that once in the game. You just seem to constantly get the BKB off at the perfect moment, always be able to walk out of the cloud, get the ulti off. You even escaped the Tidehunter anchor mid. So what is your planning ahead, your thought process for evaluating your ability to be that kind of hybrid tank where you say, hey, look at me, I'm going to deal damage and you're not going to be able to kill me?
Well, the first thing, I just look at the supports, the people that are going to disable you. So like AA and the Dragon, I had to just get them out of the way immediately. And then like once the setup is making sure you hit the bugs, the first skill, the, yeah, I forget what it's called, but hit as many heroes as you can. Because they're going to be like dealing with the bugs. They're going to be dealing with killing the bugs off. And then you can do all your dirty work then. Because they're going to be worried about that. And then you just take out the supports. And then you move on to the carries. Like, I'm not trying to like fight. I was never trying to fight Ricky directly or Tidehunter.
I feel like we're seeing even the pros pick this highbind facet all the time now. And if I remember correctly, you back in the day, you were picking this facet and said it was better probably earlier than a lot of the pros even. What makes it so good? Why do you prefer it? The highbind, the swarm.
Because people, first of all, have you ever played against Weaver? It's so hard to click that little bug once it's on you. It's so annoying. So it's really hard because if you do it early in the lane, then it's such a strong skill. I always max it. So if you do it early in the lane, they either have to make a choice. They can't fight you. They either have to run back to the tower or run, hit the bug, run, hit the bug. But if they try to fight you, it's just a win-win. So if you can get your support to pull the lane and keep them away from their tower, it's almost, I can always say like at the beginning, I always win with Weaver with this build, like maxing out the first skill. And then
yeah, you were killing a Tidehunter, was it Tidehunter AA lane? Like that should not be that easy of a lane. You should not be finding kills on that Tide.
The games where I lose is when it's after like the early game phase. But early game phase, if you max that first skill, it's pretty powerful. Well, and you just have to build more tanky. You have to build more tanky so because you don't have your invis to get away. So you just build maybe a bracer or something like I did. I went straight treads just to help you stay alive. So because you won't have the invisible to get away.
Yeah, we definitely saw that pay dividends. The early game was a breeze, and you transitioned into just murdering everybody. Despite the crazy Cataclysm combo coming out from Tidehunter and Invoker, you're able to survive those, find the AA and the Jakiro, and just snowball into a victory. So congrats again on an excellent performance. Thanks for joining us for an interview, and good luck on the rest of your games. I'm curious to see if any other teams are going to let this Weaver through, but I imagine not after that one. I imagine not.
Probably not. I'm going to have to switch it up. Thanks, guys.
Don't forget to submit your screenshots for the league points.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we do have 3 recipients of the focus fire bonus objective during that game.
You know, when I made that objective, I didn't expect someone to kill 2 players more than 5 times. So
yeah, I think if he killed Jakiro 10 times, that should have been like 3 points. I mean, that's like an extra. That's like.
Well, he was at 9. He got 9 kills on Jakiro and 8 kills on the AA. So I think I will go ahead and issue that award to Beach You Tried It for an incredible performance twice. I will give them two points for achieving the accomplishment.
Is you forgot about the facets. Beach You Tried It picked the whirlwind facet and just killed everybody instead of focus fire. Little Wind Ranger joke for you there.
Yeah, I don't play Windrunner. I don't play Windrunner, so I wouldn't know. Sorry, I play good heroes.
Wow, are you friends with Sir Action Slacks?
I am not. I am not.
If you tell him you hate Wind Ranger, he might friend you. You never know.
Well, you know, we're live. You know, we're here. You know, he knows where to find me. I'm just reading through the comments. I'm just reading through the. I'm waiting on Chemical Zero to get those uploaded because I've discovered that if I switch tabs, we lose your audio. I am relatively new to the streaming tech, so still trying to work a couple of things out. So let me take a look and see if it's been updated. Excuse me, I think I'm losing my voice here. Let's see. Looks like a Forbidden Carrot takes down the Kettle himself, and Nox takes down Mystiol. So for round 2, we have Nox versus Beach, Forbidden versus Mystiol, Kettle versus Marks. Where do you think we're going to go with this one?
I think the Nox game. I'd like to see. I think I'd like to see how Nox is doing tonight.
I concur. So let's go ahead and go into the lobby. Nox versus Beach.
We just cast the Beach game, so.
That is true. That is true. Let's leave it up to chat. Chat, what do you guys want to watch?
Sorry, is it Beach versus Nox or Mystiol versus Nox?
No, they when they build the lobbies, happened, right? they just use the name from the last one and they have to update it. I forget there's like a 30-second delay, so I'm like, why is nobody saying what they want to watch? And it's like, I forget there's like a 30-second delay on the stream. So we'll wait for a few minutes here while we get the lobbies up and running. But if you would like to watch one game in particular, please drop it in the chat right now. We take it into consideration. That's what we're here for, to get you guys the show that you want to see. So once again, we have Nox versus Beach. We have Forbidden versus Mystiol, and we have Kettle versus Marks.
I'm up for Forbidden versus Mystiol, personally.
Well, if nobody votes. Yeah, well, our first votes are coming in for Nox versus Beach.
I'm curious about the damage that Cataclysm dealt in that last game. Let's see if I can find that stat.
Breakdown, Invoker, Cataclysm, 22.9k damage.
A lot of damage, and 27,000 damage from Sunstrikes in a single game, and about 22,000 on the meatball. Overall in that game, the highest damage was from the Ricky and from the Weaver at about the same, 86,000 each. So definitely some lopsided performances. Really good effort from the Ricky. He also had 16-5 kills. He was a little overshadowed by the Weaver solo carrying the game, but he was incredibly strong. Even had the Rapier until the end, and almost found those Weaver pickoffs too that could have won them the game. think they just got a little sloppy, just a little bit sloppy. Maybe could have played with smoke more. To start the fight.
It's really hard.
You know,
it's really hard to play around the BKB because they have control when it initiates as well. So, like, you can throw the smoke down and then it forces the BKB, but it's still really hard with the Lincoln Sphere to just hold him down. And especially now with Satanic giving the Dispel, so your BKB can get you out of a lot of shitty situations, as well as, like, hey, even if they manage to actually get him held down with the Atos, like, he just Satanics and runs away.
Yeah, I think a couple times we saw Jakiro die outside base, kind of get caught backing off from a creep wave, and that really opened up some bigger struggles. They didn't quite have the follow up with Ice Path that they wanted in that game, and that that happens in late game against heroes like Weaver. It's tough, and I do want to say Jakiro really performed super well in the laning phase. Won bottom lane quite handily with a Riki. So, it's not like the player was a weak link or anything. It was just unfortunate how the game progressed with the Weaver doing so well. Jakiro maybe not the best hero for controlling Weaver because he has that capacity to sidestep and to just run away from the slow, as we saw, right? He gets out of your ulti so easily. That was a rough game. It's a rough game for him.
It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch in some of those spots, but still very, very exciting to watch that gameplay. Like, they were just below the threshold too. Like, let me pull up, they were at 2.3 kills per minute. So they were close. They were very close. I feel like if they would have ended the game, like, what was it, about 5-10 minutes earlier, they would have had it.
Yeah, I think with the Bloodbath, the earlier game finishes are much more likely to result, because you get these high ground standoff scenarios even in Turbo as the game goes longer, where you really would, like, there's just not enough time in between deaths to respawn and die again shortly enough to hit that threshold. Whereas in the early game, you 20-second death timer, you come back and immediately die again. Maybe teams are going to pick on dying. Maybe that's the meta tonight. Pick on dying.
Maybe.
And you can feed more and proc that Bloodbath.
Well, let's get Ty up in here. It looks like he's just finished up. Let's see what his words of wisdom are on this situation. Hey, Tyler. How's it going?
Oh,
what a match. Am I right?
Yeah. They didn't have enough lockdown for the Weaver.
I mean, how can you, though? Like, Satanic applies to Dispel now.
Yeah, but they could have bought some sheep sticks. They really wanted to. Like, more sheep sticks would have did it, probably.
Who do you think would have bought the second sheep stick in that game, besides the Evoker?
I think Shakiro could have bought it instead of Gleipnir.
Shakiro got a Gleipnir? Oh dear. I did not see that. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Shakiro went for a damage core build instead of utility. Okay, I definitely think that's part of that loss, is that build. For sure.
And then another thing is, like, if you're against Weaver, right? What counters Weaver do you think land?
Certain heroes, Blade Mail does pretty well.
Blade Mail
Disarm,
and
like
mobility
Halberd is quite good.
Blade Mail, halberds, and mobility, because like
they just didn't have team armor either. Nobody built AC, right? And they were dealing with a Desolator, and a Weaver, and there was just the only person on the team with armor was really Riki. So yeah, I think maybe some missed opportunities in the builds that could have turned around that game at key moments. I certainly don't I really struggle sometimes in the turbo tourneys. This is like a little mini rant. And I think maybe players just don't understand why building core items from the support role is bad even in turbo games. The reason the support role exists is because building core items soaks up farm and space on the map, and also if everybody is built to deal damage, nobody will end up dealing damage because you're countered by utility items like Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, R items. So if the other team builds that and you don't, you may as well have no items because you will die before you deal any damage, and your cores won't be able to deal damage because they're getting kited or being picked off. So even in these turbo games, as like a Jakiro or an Ancient Apparition, I think you still need to be building those support items that don't feel quite as good, or the like specific solutions to problems, like building a hex for the Weaver. Even stuff like a Yules would have been good in that game. Force Staff, the Ghost Scepter's coming out earlier. These Ags just, they don't have the impact like you think they do. So don't default to these Ags builds as a support in these games. I think it's more fun to go other items, personally. So rant over. That's my bit. You guys go ahead and tackle the draft. Thanks for letting me.
Can you tell Kettle of Ketchup exactly how you feel about his Jakiro build?
Kettle of Ketchup, you can tell him anything you want, and he it doesn't matter because he's still gonna do it. His Jakiro build, we see his Jakiro build.
Yeah, I know. It's
in these
nasty.
games.
It's nasty. And if you look at the Jakiro's last item, he built the Kaya and Yasha. So it's like we are seeing
from an actual like core role though. So he's not soaking up farm on the map. He drafts supports to fill those utility roles. So he's not playing it for the support role. So it's fine. It's unorthodox, but it still follows good game fundamentals, I think.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys want to go through this draft real quick, I am going to go get some tea because I don't know what's going on with me, but my throat's starting to give out already.
Sure. So we've got Pudge. That's Provocate Chemical 0 on Pudge.
That's a really Pudge pickup. It could be OP too. Nox. I think Beach also plays Pudge.
Storm Spirit's been banned for Nox.
It did, of course, ban the Weaver. It looks like they were watching that game. They banned all of Bichu's favorite heroes.
Yep.
So he's going to be a little less comfortable this game. Bichu, we've seen how strong he performs on Weaver. He is a bit of a hero specialist. I think sometimes he's not as familiar with he makes perfect choices on Weaver. Let me say this. He makes perfect choices on items, on power timings, on playing fights. He knows that hero so well, and he just doesn't have quite the same level of experience. He's more liable to make mistakes like 10% of the time. But sometimes that's all the enemy team needs, to push an advantage. I think Dota's a game where building the wrong item can just lose you the game. And that's kind of one of the trickier parts about it. So he might not be quite as dominant in this game. We'll see.
So so far we've got Witch Doctor banned, we've got Undying banned, we've got Puck banned, we've got Lifesteal banned, and we got Storm Spirit banned for the Cheese Boys. And for the other team, Balloon Squads, we have Ancient Apparition, Weaver, Silencer, and we have Medusa gone, and we have Underlord that's been gone, and we have Jakiro picked, Shadow Shaman picked, Pudge picked, and then Lich, Warlock, and Night Stalker. So 2 stuns, 3 stuns, 4 if you want to count Pudge. So that's 4 stuns for Cheese Boys. And for Warlock's team, they got a Silence, a Pull, a Shield, and quite a bit of AoE damage with the Warlock with the Golems and the Fatal Bonds.
I do quite like the Night Stalker pick as an answer to Shaman and Pudge. They're both heroes whose stun is a channel, right? So Night Stalker can actually counter-initiate with the AoE silence of Crippling Fear quite well. And the Ember I also really like. Ember hero that as soon as he sees as soon as he hears that centaur ulti, he can jump away with a Remnant. Nox is one of the best Embers, I think, possibly in the world. He's a high MMR player, plays Ember. Probably top 100, I would say, with the amount he plays that hero. I've lost to it in my ranked games against him. So he feels really good this patch, Ember. And we've seen also Warlock. Warlock plus Fatal Bonds. Fatal Bonds from the Warlock plus Slate of Fist is a surprising kind of quiet combo. It's not as flashy as Cataclysm Ravage that we saw in the last game. But when you're all bonds together and you all take Slate of Fist, it's an incredible amount of damage. It just really stacks up, and they have the Lich too. So I really like this draft. I do think Ember Spirit can get hexed later in the game by Blink Shaman. I do think we could see Bichu Trident surprise pick come out here that could be Ember Spirit. Huskar has been banned, and now there's ET. So maybe the trump card is already banned. We shall see.
they banned Ursa and PA for their final picks after Huskar and Elder. So Nox is probably Ember if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's definitely Nox Ember, for sure. I think Tiger Eyes is likely on the Warlock.
Yeah.
Not familiar with Light of Hope and Stagnant Water, so I don't really know what to expect for this last pick. I would love to see.
Spectre.
Yeah, I was just looking at what the carries are left. Lifestealer looks really good, but that's been banned, obviously.
Yeah, Lifesteal is very powerful in this current.
You really need a carry who survives Crippling Fear right now. Who survives, who maybe a Lincoln's builder even, to deal with the Spectre. I don't even know who that would be. This looks like a rough game to be carry. Maybe Sven is a good option here. Pretty tanky. You don't really want to go on Sven as a Spectre. He provides some nice armor for the team. Can kill the golems during his ulti. He is a little kited, a little countered by the Lich. Maybe that's not the best. Dragonite is still in the pool. Magnus is in the pool. I don't know if they play it.
Magnus is disgusting.
Yeah, Magnus is not a bad carry in this game.
He's just very annoying to deal with. And I recently learned about Magnus is he has a Facet Flam that gives him passive empowerment to himself.
Yeah, that's the one position facet that's picked a lot these days. Oh, and it's a Marcy. Marcy's still in the pool. Slowly coming into her own as a one position in the last couple patches. A little unreliable though, especially without a Wisp to support her. She doesn't farm super well. She's reliant on Battle Fury. However, we know that Chemical Zero as a one position Marcy, he rushes Daedalus often and just goes for these snowballing like a snowballing build. He doesn't care about hitting creeps. He just looks for kills. So this is probably Chemical Zero Marcy. We'll probably see that unorthodox non-Battle Fury build. Definitely not something I'd recommend in a longer game, but we have seen it do really well in this Turbo tournament before.
Yeah.
That is if they're able to make it to the late game in this matchup.
Yeah, I do like the tempo this spec gives. I don't really like the Marcy draft. I don't think, but they do have a Jakiro. You know, it's hard to argue with that.
Like if the Marcy jumps in at the wrong time, it could very easily flip the whole fight before she even gets a few punches out.
Yeah.
It could be an instance of more like how Weaver just, like, you build Satanic, you build BKB, you dispel the first root with Satanic, you pop BKB the moment you see the cast animation on Jakiro, and pray for the best.
Yeah, that's true. And Peach has proven, you know, that team has proven they're capable of pulling off those plays. I'm favoring Nox here. I think Nox on his Ember Spirit without being countered is it's a pretty good sign for him. And as Galax is going to join us in the casting channel here, I think my instinct is definitely that Nox will win the mid lane and stomp.
I mean, we have seen the Nox getting what he wants. It's like the monkey's paw closes a finger in matches where he does get the Ember Spirit and it goes horribly wrong for him. But I mean, this is the first time we've seen it where he's not hard countered by someone's picks either.
Eddie, thank you so much for joining us for the draft phase. It looks like General Galax and I will now be hopping into the casting broadcast channel together and getting this match started.
Sounds good.
As always, General Dendi will be in the Discord chat answering your questions from an Immortal perspective during the course of the game. So come hang out, come watch the tournament in person, and maybe even join us for the next one.
Yep.
Galax, join your slot. I'm trying to tell you. They're waiting on you.
Okay, my bad. Sorry. Working on some background stuff.
I was trying to be so coy about it.
I'm looking at the one screen over here when you're yelling at me at the screen over here. Oh man, tonight is not a good night for me. I picked a hell of a time to stop drinking.
So there's your problem.
That's that. It is. Let's get into this match here. Mid.
Where does the break come from on Beach Who Tried It's team? How are they going to get the break to deal with the Spectre?
I mean,
I guess
Chicken Shanks can break with the.
No, he can't.
Or
he's not playing Shaman this match.
What is he playing this match? Sorry, I missed a chunk of the draft there.
He could get Silverage and the Marcy, I suppose. But I don't think they have anybody who wants to build a break. I mean, it's interesting how much the draft feels the same.
Shaman can build. Shaman has break. What is it? Level 15. Hex breaks.
They do have a Shaman. My goodness.
Yeah, that's like one of Chicken Shank's comfort picks.
I don't know why I thought it was Unreals on the Shaman. Oops.
Bitch, you tried it on Pudge as well. Like, this is going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, this is the Beach Pudge. We haven't seen it for a while, I don't think. In his hero pool for sure. I don't know how practiced he is on it lately. He has opted for the fresh meat facets, not the rotten core. So he will be getting a lot tankier during his ultimates, getting up those strength stacks for free while he channels.
Pudge has
going out on the
has another facet.
They do see the smoke from the high grounds. They are a little.
The hook goes out, goes right onto the Night Stalker. Night Stalker gets shackled. OP stunning a little early. Double stuns do not stack the extension. OP is still potentially going to go down. Sergeant's going to go down. There's 5 people mixed in. They're starting to spread back out into their lanes. Nox is going in on Chemical Zero, has the body block. Chicken Shakes has shackles back up, enough to get out of there. Chemical Zero is burning and turning. Coming back in with Beach, you tried it. The stomp comes back out. OP is back in. Nox is doing a bunch of damage here. Can he get out? He does not. Bitch, you tried is taking a lot of damage. Tiger Eye is trying to get the pip off on Chemical Zero, but he is under enemy territory. Saving Private Ryan now. He is going down.
I think it's a big mistake for the Warlock not to get Fatal Bonds there. That fight would have been way easier with Fatal Bonds up. Kind of unfortunate, to be honest. I think it's a big misplay. They do get the first blood, but 3 kills going the way
Pudge,
of
3
Dire.
flesh heaps. 3 flesh heaps walking into mid lane.
Definitely committing to that bloodbath challenge for sure. We are well ahead of pace already. Yeah, this is not what you want to see as an Ember. The problem is Ember versus Pudge is that you really can't go Flame Guard. You kind of have to commit to Slate's chains. So some of your source of tankiness and trade earlier in the lane is not really viable. Also, you just don't want to go the DOT effect against Pudge because it's almost entirely blocked when he hits Flesh Heap, that Flesh Heap armor. It could go both ways though, because once you have Blightstone, Pudge struggles for armor and it actually takes a lot of damage from your Slate combos, especially when you get the double hit, the double impact. But I think the 3 Flesh Heaps puts this matchup slightly in the favor of Beach.
I mean, Beach is taking a lot of damage on this. He does have 6 wand charges, opting not to go to bottle, but going for Vanguard instead.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I haven't seen Vanguard built like this out of the mid lane, but with that start, it makes sense to me. You know, Vanguard is viable a little bit again because it builds into some interesting items. So,
OP potentially could go down here. Unreal's also taking a lot. Mid is out of mana, though. Offlane is not looking good for Dire.
Is this going to be a Halberd Pudge rush, then?
I mean, all it takes is one misstep on Nox, and he is down.
I wonder if Pudge might go something like Conda for the break source this game. That feels silly. There's no way that's
Conda
like the solution,
Pudge?
Right?
What?
I don't know.
I thought I was
if there's
the
any
lower
game to build a
MMR
Conda
player.
Pudge, if there's any game to build a Conda Pudge, it's this one. He gets his mana regen from it. It's the break and the bonus damage when you ulti somebody. I don't know. There's an argument for it. It's not
Bucket,
like
I told you not to use 11 labs and mimic Flam's voice.
Okay.
This is
Hear me
AI
out.
bucket technology. This is bucket of fish talk up here.
I don't think they get a break any other way. So they have to make a decision. If they want to get a source of break in the game, I guess they have the shaman we talked about, but I have a short-term memory loss, so I forgot that. I don't know. Probably shouldn't build a Conda. It'd be funny though.
Probably
It'd be very funny.
Tell you what,
comfortably
if Bitchu tried it, builds a Conda and wins this game, I will award them their team double bonus points for the league this evening. For this game.
You heard it here, folks. You heard it here. I hope Bichu is listening.
He shouldn't be.
I hope you're right. I hope he's not listening. I hope somebody tells him to build Conda and he listens, though. Then I'd feel validated.
Bichu tried it. He's probably getting 3 messages. He's probably getting 3 messages and he's reading like, what the hell? I'm not going to build Conda.
A nice dodge on the hook. Nox pulling ahead in levels and last hits. I do wonder if Pudge should have opted for an early point in the meat shield.
Ooh, Frost going out. Tiger Eyes could potentially go down here. Mid gets so much damage going out with this Fatal Bond. Spectre coming back in. Oh, he is gone. And this is exactly what you want to see from your safe laner, from your mid, going in and completely crushing the opposition for overextending. And look what's happening in top lane. The exact opposite. Can he get the ult off? He gets the hook, bringing Tiger Eyes back in here. He's rotting and rotting and rotting, and he's scraping him down. Chemical Zero also has the ult. He's yeeted and deleted. Is he gonna go? He's going all right, going right back to the fountain. See you later, nerd.
All right, so the Bichu Emperor strikes back. He gets a double kill on the rotation. The strength of the Marcy with that early ulti, the amount of damage she deals is just heinous. I didn't feel like the Marcy was a good pick necessarily, even though Chemical's strong on it. We definitely see the potential there though. Able to face up against the Night Stalker at nighttime during his ulti.
Night Stalker's gonna return the favor though, coming in on Chicken Shakes, and Chemical Zero has no help. Gets the hook out, going back in. Oh no! Oh no, he gets the pick. Chemical Zero does go down. The ult's going out for nothing. Oh no, Unreal's teleports in. He teleported in and killed the Chain Frost.
And a golem for emotional damage. Yeah.
Very
that
unfortunate
looks like a nice
timing.
Little turn. That I suppose killing Nox here is actually kind of a big deal. I think it's a really strong, quick thinking in the heat of the moment to find that Ember pick off, but then the Lich comes in and reclaims the fight for the Radiant.
Very well timed silence over there, Shaman. Turning it back on Chicken. Chicken Little, Chicken Gone, Chicken Fingers. Going back out on Chemical Zero. Chemical Zero is overextended, but here comes the Pudge. The Golem's doing a lot of damage to Chemical Zero in the backline. He can very easily punish this. He's going in. Tiger Eyes has got a healing. He's got the damage. They could potentially turn this. One hit on Chemical Zero. He's going down to the Golem.
I do think.
Meanwhile, Bard Mid is over burning, returning, trying to get out of this bad spot that he's worked himself in against the Jakiro and the Centaur.
I was wondering where the Spectre had gone, and
oh no!
Oh no!
Tried to bait him out.
Get away. Maybe you could have daggered up onto the high ground spot where the Centaur can't reach. That might have been the escape there, but hard to make that decision in the heat of things. Nice call by OP, finding the stump.
The apologies coming out. Oh, the hook canceling the TP. He does get the spin off. He's got Flame Guard up. The shield is doing a lot of damage. Warlock is here to put him in a position to turn the fight, but he doesn't want to re-engage. Centaur ultimate coming out.
Able to help Chemical Zero get away. Limping away in top lane. I don't know if they want to take this fight with two of the heroes at such low resources. Night Stalker does not have ulti, but it's coming up now. And Emperor Spirit can be in position in the backline to find the start.
Going in. Gets the immediate pick off on the Jakiro. The silence goes out. Pudge cannot ulti. He cannot take advantage of this extra regen. Turns it around. Immediately broken. Canceled. Chemical Zero coming in, but he's going on the wrong hero. The one that reflects the damage. That's not who you want to go in on. OP is trapped in the roots. He got trapped in the serpent wards.
Night Stalker looked ridiculously good in that fight with the AoE silence. Pudge and Shaman were just both helpless. When normally, against any other hero, I think they would have felt perfectly fine there, turning that. Where's Jakiro in all of this?
He was the first one to die. He was the first one to die.
We do have the Orchid build coming out on mid, so he's going to be going for the Manta Orchid, probably into Diffusal, I imagine. So keeping up this pace, he's not worried about getting Radiance and farming. He understands that they've got a lead. They're going to keep pushing it by finding kills.
Oh, Tiger Eyes overextending. Gets the Glimmer off. The hook's coming out. He hooks OP. Oh no, can he get out? Nox is going in. The Night Stalker coming back in with the clutch silence. Bitchy is taking a lot of damage here. They're standing in the fire though. They be burning, not concerning what nobody's gonna say. Bitchy solo. Tiger Eyes still standing in the fire. Nox is going in, gets the pick off Chemical. OP is making a run for it. Can he get out of here alive? Gets the stun, gets silenced, but he is burning and turning, and down he goes. The Butcher is the only one left on the battlefield.
Yeah, the Sanjin Yasha, plus the Flame Guard, plus the Mage Slayer. Nox doesn't really care about being caught in this backline. He's able to face tank all the spells, the Pudge, reduce their magic damage significantly. Even standing in Macropyre as long as they did, they walk away with 4 dead and really nothing, not paying for it with their lives. This is looking rough. This Ember Spirit is at his strongest right at this moment in this timing. He's got his Veil up now too. He's gonna be going Shivas. High fives come out.
Here they come in. Oh, he's looking for gets the stun off on the Spectre. Spectre is low health, low mana. Chemical Zero going in for the pickoff on it. BKB is going out. Nox is trying to turn this around. Holding down, gets the root off on the Centaur, is committing to the kill here. Unreals is not in a position to kill this. He could potentially dive in on this as well, but he's going to circle back in. Unreals is not able to engage to save the team in this fight.
And very quickly, that's 2 big losses in a row. 90k net worth lead now. Ember Spirit is getting only stronger and stronger and stronger. He's close to his Shivas, and it's nighttime as well. They don't even need the Night Stalker ulti. He's got Harpoon to catch people. They have the ulti if they want to dive the back lines, find that Shaman, find that Jakiro. And Bichu doesn't really have his timings. He's got Blade Mill, Vanguard, but that's not the mobility he needs to deal with the Ember Spirit. And Marcy, of course, has opted for very early BKB and now has no way to farm quickly, is not finding the kills to shuttle into the Daedalus. Just looking really behind. I mean, this is one position Marcy with 14 last hits. And one of the lowest levels of the game. This is not where you want to be. This looks pretty dismal.
Oh, gets the hook off on Nox. Does get the slip out. Unreal's unfortunately using the Macropyre just a bit early there. Nox gets 2 ultimates down with that dodge.
That's what I was talking about the Ember. It's just, unless you kill him in the space of your stun, when he sees you coming after your ulti, he just jumps away, right? Because the rod does nothing. Night Stalker coming in, grabs a Chicken Shake.
Chicken Shakes tries to get away, but immediately gets Atos. He's trying to slip out of there. Chicken Fingers gets him slowed, gets him out of position, but he still goes down. Nox is burning, turning, and learning a way to take down these heroes.
More and more kills. I also want to call out, I didn't call it in the moment, but I really liked the support play from Light of Hope and the Warlock using the Glimmer Keep at that tier 1 mid fight to save the Spectre, where she was being chased by BKB Marcy, and they able to move her away. Spectre kites through the trees and the Glimmer Keep saves her. This is why Glimmer Keep is such a good support item, guys. It's more fun than Axe, I promise. It looks so good there.
They're not going to listen to you, Flam.
OP, farming the Slaying pretty deeply. He's going to be caught by the Spectral Dagger, silenced. With the Orchid pulled in. Just get a little
lasso
off, but I don't think it's enough.
And gone. Why is he split pushing that far? Why is he out that far is this what you guys?
It's better to die on the Radiant. It's better to die on the Radiant side of the map in a circumstance where you're this far behind. Because you see how his death there, he got so many ports, he's actually eased a lot of pressure off. And now this Night Stalker has to back off the bottom lane. They're able to de-ward this triangle. So it's not an awful death, honestly. I think he just stayed 1 creep wave too long. I think he wanted to get the port in. and then still get away. That would have been ideal. It's the right idea. Just needs to adjust a little.
I do want to say that the Radiant and Dire vision is very much overlapping. Like they have vision in the exact same spots. It feels like just like a heartbeat away from each other. Especially like when you're looking towards the triangle over here. It's so unfortunate. If you look at the enemy triangle, it's just outside of the vision, so they don't know that it's there. They think it's safe up in this area when it's very easy for them to come in and pick people off.
Yeah, I have to commend whoever's placing these wards. It looks like Light of Hope kind of understands where to place them, so they're out of the range of that high ground sentry. In both respects, so these and Tiger's also placed. These wards are lasting a lot longer than they should, just because they're placed outside of that high ground range. That's why it's nice to place sentry
in. Looking for the pick on Chemical Zero over here. It is nighttime. He can very much close this gap.
Yeah, and he's got the Spectre follow up as soon as he finds somebody, right? So if you get spotted by Night Stalker, it's just it's over for you.
Unless Spectre has Orchid and Manta style, so she can pretty much 1v1 a lot of these cores.
They are going to find the D ward off the triangle, so now the Dire are playing dark around this 2-2 defense. They're probably going to have to give it up. Desperately hoping for daytime to come back again, so Stagnant Water isn't quite so menacing.
I mean, he does have his ultimate up as well, so he could very easily turn this around for another 30 seconds of darkness.
It's true. It's true. All three lanes.
The problem is they don't really have any high ground other than what? Tiger Eyes over here and then chip damage from the Ember Spirit?
I mean, I think they can just walk in with Night Stalker ulti up, harpoon somebody, and kill with Spectre, and that's sort of their high ground. So they have they don't have a sieger per se. But their team fight and pick off is so overwhelming.
Dead, right? Is that the plan? If everybody's dead, nobody can defend?
I mean, when you're 30k net worth ahead, that's fine. Now, if they do botch this high ground and it goes hyper late game, they're going to be trying to push against Pudge Hook, Jakiro Ice Path and Macropyre, Centaur ulti. So yeah, it's a pretty strong high ground defense team the Dire have. But it looks like they're going to make the smart play, just keep up their map advantage and farm, keep accumulating their item differentials, and go for an Aegis to help provide their high ground strength. So if you don't have a team that sieges high ground, or even if you do, this is what the Aegis is sort of designed for, is gives you that 6th hero, lets the person with the Aegis hit the high ground and forces the enemy to engage on them kind of uncomfortably to stop the push. And then they have another life after you kill them. So you probably give this Aegis to Ember Spirit and then he hits the buildings. I'd guess. Probably just puts away his bottle. No problem. Yeah. Oh,
giving it to Spectre.
Okay. I don't agree with that decision.
They are pinging tower. They want high ground. Well, how much time is left on daytime? It's 3 minutes until night, and they have a 30-second ult on the Night Stalker, so they can buy themselves a really decent high ground push, or are they just going to wait the 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes for nighttime before they engage?
No, I think they go now. They're quite strong.
Gets the pick on
Chicken. Gonna find Chicken Shanks.
He gets the Force Staff out, just barely misses the Ice Path, but here comes the Night Stalker chasing people into the fountain. So much damage coming out from Light of Hope. They do get the hook off. He has Glimmer to block most of the damage. Here comes Tiger Eyes with the ultimate to break it, saving the Lich over here. Macropyre's coming out. Unreals is trying to hold down Nox, but he's burning in the fountain. What can you do? Oh, an unfortunate hook miss coming back out. Marcy trying to dive in and gets Golem down. Light of Hope taking a bunch of damage. Force Staffs coming out. These Force Staffs have been absolutely controlling these fights. I think this might be GG.
Yeah, Nox's team is looking super strong here. This is a team we just saw where Bichu tried to almost single-handedly carry things. His Pudge, not quite as strong. He does lose mid lane against the Ember, and it just gets worse and worse from there. This Nox on Ember Spirit is just a difficult matchup. I think you need to ban that hero against him.
Or counter, or just hard counter it.
Yeah, they did a good job banning out the counters. They banned the Huskar and maybe Earthshaker was still in the pool, and that's not awful for dealing with Ember Spirit. Yeah, that instant stun for later in the game. He has to get in close so you can hit him with your Aftershock. Nox kind of deep here. but there's a nice locker to back him up.
Oh, dodges the hoof stomp too.
That was pretty cool. Pretty slick. And now that is Mega Creeps coming out as this last, so not quite. This last rack's to fall shortly though with 3 dead. Spectre does have her Bloodthorn up and a BKB herself.
But you try to go for one last hurrah, grabs the Night Stalker, they dual stun out. OP a little early on these hoof stops, as we've seen tonight. The Blade Mails are doing so much damage, though. OP may go down for this. He takes it to Chicken Shanks. Oh, no.
A nice hook into the fountain. Marcy is going to find the shackled Spectre in the trees. Pop her ulti. Possibly.
Mid is getting out Tiger Eyes, the sacrificial lamb of this evening. They took too long. They were fishing for kills, and they didn't get the objective.
That is 2 buybacks, and I do want to call out a very nice Lotus Orb in that game, in that fight, reflects the Chain Frost back, and that Chain Frost dealt a lot of damage. So big kudos to
Ravage
OP.
The Ravage Creep with the stun, the ult's coming out. Nox is doing the burn. Can Spectre turn this around? The Blade Mail is going to go ahead and close and seal the fate for Spectre, but Nox is just not one of those. You can't catch him. You can't, and then your base.
He has no mana, but
it's Defense of the Ancients, not Chase of the Embers.
they maybe could have pushed on the Ember a little more there with how low his mana was, but they also they had to defend, and they're 2 buybacks down with Warlock respawning. Probably the right decision to back off, even though it feels bad to let him go. They still have 1 racks left. It's not over yet, but they're still dealing with a 41k net worth difference. Quite difficult to overcome, and they're not going to have those buybacks for this next time. So the only reason they're able to hold off their defeat in that case was because of the buybacks from the Shaman and the Pudge. Sorry, the Shaman and the.
Gets the hook off. Still Centaur. a little early on the Ice Blast or the Ice Path there. Gotta go ahead and punish Unreals for that. Looks like he may go down. He does get the Macro Pyre off to keep the creeps out of line, but Nox is already in. He's already behind. He's taking out 2 of the backliners. The Night Stalker does go down. The Macro Pyre is out, and Chicken Shanks does get the defensive wards going up here.
Guarding in and out with that Aghanim Scepter and the Radiance now. The burn plus the Scotty. It's a very, very tanky Ember Spirit. Spectre is going to ulti in on the Marcy, force the BKB. Very unfortunate for Marcy now. She doesn't have the tools she needs to survive the Ember Spirit in the next fight. So those resources slowly draining away off the back of this Ember Spirit's mobility and damage, as well as the Spectre's game decision. She'll have her ulti up shortly. It's not a big sacrifice for her to force out that BKB. And on the next one, she can just kill Marcy. And now there's no supports either. Just
gets the hook on Nox. Can they follow up with it? Do they have the stun? They don't. You can't initiate on this Ember without a follow-up. But you try to get hosed down by Light of Hope, takes him down. This hero is not nerfed, ladies and gentlemen.
There's the Mega Creeps. Now you're defending 3v5 against Nighttime Night Stalker and 4 Golems. This is GG, I think, folks. I don't see any way to come out of this one. I do really like how OP built and used this Lotus Orb. If the game was a little less lopsided, I think it could have really been some nice game-turning potential. But just too clean of an execution. Night Stalker winning lane, Marcy falling super far behind, and Nox, of course, snowballing on his Ember Spirit to a easy victory. Did they keep pace though for the Bloodbath?
Just barely short. It was 2.72. They were if they would have ended the game like 2 minutes earlier, they would have all gotten the achievement. But that's what it is.
We do have a recipient of the Focus Fire and bonus point that will be going to Nox for his kills on Shakiro. So well done on Nox for grabbing the points regardless of the Bloodbath being missed. That Bloodbath is looking pretty hard to attain tonight.
We've seen it happen before.
Has anyone been able to attain the bonus points so far in the?
I have not seen any of the screenshots from the winning teams, but I do want to hear from Sergeant Water over here on this Night Stalker. Like, I feel, or Stagnant Water, sorry, not Sergeant Water. My goodness.
Where is he? My Discord is quite laggy. I assume that is a Mave Paradox.
I would also assume so. Let me see here.
Hello. Is this Stagnant Water? Are you with us?
Hello.
Looks like he is not available for an interview. So why don't we pull up Knox for an interview?
I agree.
Hello, Knox. Thank you for joining us here in the studio after the game. A smooth, easy victory on your favorite Ember Spirit. How are you feeling after that stomp?
Feeling very confident that we can win this. We're 2-0 so far, and all my teammates have played well.
Did you have a similar sense of teamwork and everybody knowing their roles in the first game? Was it quite smooth?
Yeah, it was as smooth as this game. Maybe smoother, honestly.
Were you drafting in that game?
Yeah.
So we saw you ban out a lot of the beach heroes. Was there any other forethought to the bans into the picks besides picking your own comfort heroes and banning the enemy teams? Did you want to go for this tempo strategy specifically with the Spectre, or was it more of an adaptation to the development of the draft?
My carry just wanted the Spectre since like minute 0, I'm pretty sure. We might have almost like overcooked in the draft though. He said he wanted to play Phoenix carry. So,
Phoenix carry?
Yeah, that could work though.
Could have worked. Yeah. Got that percentage damage against the Centaur and the Pudge, right? I can see the thought. What would it take to shut down this kind of team play? What are teams missing when it comes to stopping this tempo? Are they just losing lanes too hard, do you think? Are they not building the right teams compositions? What's missing?
Honestly, could not tell you. All my teammates are like playing pretty well. We're like winning every lane, and then I rotate, and then we roll lanes even more. So then, like at like 10 minutes, like both games were like up a bunch.
On the Ember Spirit, I assume you've been having a really good time. That being one of your most played heroes, you being one of the higher ranked Embers in the world. What is the answer to you in the mid lane besides this Huskar? Can you really shut it down, or are you always going to find your farm and get these early timings with a Mage Slayer?
I think 2 heroes can counter me, but the players also have to like be good at them because I won them against like lower skill players. Like Monkey can counter me, and as well as SF. Those are like the 2 like matchups I can lose if I play like really bad, or the enemy hero is like really good at playing them.
SF's super risky too, right? Because if you don't stomp the lane, then Ember does kind of counter you later and later in the game.
Yeah.
Because you can just dodge the ulti so easily.
Mm-hmm.
Were you ever worried walking into the lane with such an aggressive start at first blood with the Pudge having 3 flesh heaps? Were you concerned? Were you playing the lane a little bit differently than you normally would, given that he has a little bit more health to chew through?
At the start of the lane, I was worried because he was like level 2 and he had like a bunch of flesh heaps. But then I just zoned him out of the lane and I denied a bunch. And then I was ahead in lane. And I was like, okay, I'm fine now.
He didn't get any points in the flesh heap armor, which I thought was interesting because I feel like that ability is quite good against the Ember. So I wonder maybe if this is a build issue, if you could have done better. But I played that matchup a lot, and as soon as you get the Blightstone and the slate, it's kind of hard for Pudge to do anything, right?
I started the game off with Blightstone, the matchup.
Yeah, really dominated him. Well,
for the aspiring Ember Spirit players that are watching out there, going into a lane against like an already stacked opponent, like what is your advice for them in order to replicate what you've done tonight?
It depends if the hero is ranged or melee and if like the hero can stomp you, but if you're going to a lane where the enemy has the advantage on like levels CS gold or something, you probably just want to like drag the wave back to your range creep and just play for denies. Like I'm pretty sure I did it on Bitch. You tried it one time. He killed my entire wave, and then I had like 2 melee creeps, 1 range creep on me, and then I just didn't let it go under towers, so then it would static like right under my tower.
Right at the cusp of the high ground, right?
Yeah.
Before, yeah. Well, congratulations on the win. Thank you so much for joining us for the interview. Wishing you and your team luck, or rather wishing everybody else luck against you, because you're looking quite indomitable so far. I'm curious to see what else you pick tonight, and thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you guys having me here.
No worries. Good luck.
Good luck to you guys casting the games.
We'll need it. Oh man, what a match though. Like really good to see. Really good to see. Nox going in 2-0, Forbidden going in 2-0 as well. Now, normally we would go and watch like the Nox versus Forbidden carrot, but there is something brewing in the lower brackets that I really want to watch. And I don't know if the audience is going to agree, but going into round 3, we have Beach You Tried It versus Kettle of Ketchup.
Yeah, I'm game to watch that. Sounds pretty good.
I think that is going to be a little bit more entertaining. Plus, we get to more knowing Forbidden and knowing how they play. I don't think we're going to miss them. I think we're going to see them in the finals.
You think we're going to see Forbidden in the finals against?
Oh yeah, they made it to the finals last time. I believe it was last week or the week prior. Forbidden had a win against both BKB Hater and what was it, Nox as well on their teams. It was the only loss for them.
They've been throwing those upsets. Nox's team looks super strong though. I'm having a lot of trouble imagining anybody but Nox wins the tournament this week. But I could be proven wrong. I haven't seen Forbidden's team yet in action. So maybe we get an upset. I feel like Nox will win that one pretty handily, regardless. I am curious to see the Kettle catch-up game, though. I think that'd be fun to draft.
Let's get Tyler.
So let's
get Tyler up here. Let's get Tyler to weigh in on this one here.
That was pretty tragic. What happened middle?
That was very unfortunate.
Starting with 3 flesh heaps and then not suffering from the matchup.
For those of you that don't know, Tyler has probably more time invested in games as Pudge than most people have in a formal education.
It's true. I know everything there is about that character.
It's always unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Flam, to answer your question, because you had a question about the condo, which I overheard, because I hear everything. A better option.
I forgot I was saying that. No, let's pretend I didn't say that. No. Okay.
Better option when he could have went Silver Edge.
You think Silver Edge on Punch though?
Yes, because here's the thing. There's a combo that you can do with certain heroes in this game, and most people don't know how to deal with it because they don't suspect that he's going to do it. So, example, if you do rot and then invisibility, you're invisible while you're rotting.
That's true.
And you can sneak up on your opponent. You can invis, walk beside them, auto them, dismember them, and then hook them and they're dead.
See that working. Maybe not against Ever Spirit though. I feel like I don't know.
Maybe
it's just
not against Ember, but
yeah.
Like there's ways you can kill Ember Spirit. You just have to stun him long enough to kill him.
It's just such a hard Pudge game. Like, because you want break on the team, you're dealing with Mage Slayer, which is one of the more specific like item counters against
Pudge,
you. Yeah, Pudge hates playing against Mage Slayer. He's just darting all over the place. You got the spec coming onto you with ulti as soon as you try to ulti somebody else. Bloodthorn, yeah. It's just a miserable game. So I'm not surprised Beach struggled. I don't think Kondo would have. I don't think Kondo or
is that Sage reduces stun duration, so Pudge can't stun Ember as long as he wants.
So while you guys are discussing that, I have actually brought in a third-party expert on the matter to actually discuss this for you guys, and I'm bringing them up to the studio now. Welcome to the studio, Bucket of Fish. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Flat.
Thoughts on Conda
Immediate.
Pudge?
Oh
Bucket?
no.
Oh, Bucket, Bucket, I think you're muted. Please unmute. We need this.
I am for Conda Pudge.
I knew you would be, and
See,
I'm
that's
ashamed
where
that
I mean,
I'm
I think it works.
a part of this.
Why? What have you done,
Yeah.
Flab?
I am
And
ashamed.
the next time we play together, I think I should go.
Uh-oh.
I appreciate your support.
If that happens, I cannot blame you. Are we doing?
It looks like Bucket. Go talk to your brother and tell him to play it out. We want to watch his game. It looks like he's forfeiting with the
Yeah.
two
Yeah,
losses.
they're forfeiting. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I heard that in the chat.
I don't
They
think
said
I
they're
can stop.
forfeiting.
That is unfortunate.
That's
We were
unfortunate.
looking forward to see that matchup.
His Wind Waker strat is pretty strong.
The circles build. I love watching you guys play circles in the tournaments.
Do you think
It
they
is a
would've-
lot of fun.
Do you think they still would have ended up forfeiting if they had built and drafted Conda Pudge? Do you think that could have saved? I think that could have saved their tournament performance tonight.
I think it
What do you
may
think?
have. I think so.
Mhm.
I do. They need to be able to do whatever they want and play very
I think
weird
it's-
builds.
It's really nice to build Conda on heroes like Underlord, because nobody expects it. Because you don't have a single target spell, right? It's just
Yeah.
and then bam, like the Conda is there, just sitting in your inventory menacingly, and
Yes,
and
I-
it's hard to recover from that psychological setback when you.
I think Harpoon's like that too.
losing. Yeah.
I'm considering going Harpoon on Lich.
I think doubling down is not the way to go on this Flam.
Yeah. So next time we play, I think I'll try that, because if you think about the distance with Harpoon, oh, it'd be great. Just fast balls going.
Yeah,
back
I
and
mean-
forth, back and-
Like somebody can run away from their teammate with the chain frost, and you could just pull them back in to their teammate
Yeah.
with a harpoon. It's actually
yeah.
brilliant.
That's so
Yeah,
miserable.
if they don't ban
can do
Lich
it.
next game, maybe I'll see how my team.
I actually seen in the last game that we were watching, the Lich actually went Glapnir. Flam, I don't know if you sounds very familiar item.
Yeah, Gleipnir, it does give you that AoE bonus for the frost shield, and I believe for the bounce range as well, potentially.
Yeah, we seen
Well,
Hero
we gotta
fight in
get
the last
Bucket back into his
Yeah,
lobby.
they've summoned me.
so-
Yeah,
Well, good luck in
but
the game.
I'll.
Thank you for joining us,
Yeah, I
Bucket,
might
for
consider
your,
that
your
harp-
expertise.
All right.
Yeah, I look forward to Harpoon Lich and to further Conda purchases and teammate denies as you continue to build a long and storied career of torturing your teammate. in
I
the
am not
tournament.
queuing. I am not queuing with you guys for a month. Like
I knew that
I'm
was
just
coming.
not. I'm just not.
I knew
Tyler,
that
do you
was
want to
Well,
hop in the
Dendi,
spectator?
General Galix, I wish you luck in the draft phase. I'll be watching from the sidelines and curious to
Alright.
see how this one turns out. See you at the game.
Sounds
Yep.
good. Oh, we gotta wait for them to open the lobby before I can switch. So Tyler,
is
who
this
do you think is favored here? You know, they've got Artemis W3-3 versus Nox. Forbidden Carrot
Yeah.
going in undefeated into Nox undefeated.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough because the thing is they know what Nox plays. They know Nox plays like the spirits, right?
Yeah.
He's a spirit player, so he says he'll play anything but Earth Spirit. Not Earth Spirit, Void Spirit. He hates Void Spirit.
I personally hate Void Spirit too.
But he hates like the gameplay. He says the gameplay's terrible. He's
Yeah.
like it doesn't feel very good playing Void Spirit. I'm sure Nox could play Void Spirit if he really wanted to, but I feel like Ember Spirit's probably more of his play style. The jumping around, the rooting, the shielding, the just being obnoxiously annoying with all the jumps and the mobility.
That makes a lot of sense. You know, which is awkward because Ember is one of his favorite heroes with the exact same things, all the mobility.
Yeah, but if you look at all the characters he plays, right? Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, Earth Spirit, they're all mobility heroes. All of them have ridiculous amount of mobility. Every single one of them has a jump or a roll.
That is true. So we'll have to see where this goes then.
And there's the Ember. They don't want to deal with Nox again.
Do you think they're gonna try and protect something, or just maybe try to like lock someone out?
I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to ban out Nox's picks at the moment because like Storm Spirit's gone, Ember's gone, so now they need Earth Spirit. If they get rid of Earth Spirit, they're gonna put Nox in a very rough situation. He can still play other heroes, but like it's not. It's gonna put him in an off field because his spirits are banned.
Yeah.
Like we've seen Nox play Earth Spirit and completely dominate, so if they don't ban Earth Spirit, I'd be very shocked.
We've also seen him do the exact same thing with the Storm Spirits as well. And Forbidden might be able to sneak in his good old trusty Invoker into this.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. His Myrta's gone though. OD's gone as well, so those are two picks that Forbidden plays. Those are gone.
The Dazzle pick here is really juicy though. Dazzle has been
Snipe Warlock and Invoker's banned.
Dazzle has been my #1 banned hero this patch.
I used to like Dazzle, but I don't like what they did with him. He's still really good, but I just don't like it that much. And they're banning out the Ursa. That's for the Architect. They really don't want to deal with his Ursa.
Well, we've seen it in previous events, just where Architect can completely overtake a game with that Ursa.
Yup. I did teach him well. Let's see. What's next? So we got Zeus. Okay, so we got. Well, I think Zeus is good in a Warlock because Zeus can jump away from the golems, and also if Warlock's channeling his upheaval, he can just Nimbus him and stop it.
That is true.
Axe is a huge counter to Dazzle, so that's actually a really good pick.
The come here and kick the whistle.
Axe can kill Dazzle easily, right through his Shadow Grave. Shadow Shaman again. Seems to be a lot of Shadow Shaman.
He's really good.
Slaughter is really good.
Yes.
Slaughter can deal with Axe pretty well. Can get the Warlock, can stun the Shadow Shaman. I think Slaughter was a good pick here to deal with the Axe. Take away all his armor that he gains.
That is true.
It's going to make it hard for Axe to survive Slaughter because he's going to take away all his armor. Slaughter is also a very mobile hero in the river, so like, and like a perma bash every 3 hits, so like he's pretty good. Slaughter also steals armor from when he gets his shard, so that's going to be pretty good if he gets in a team fight and he stuns 5 of them and he gets like 60 some armor. He'll be very hard to bring down. I'm surprised they still left the Undying open for Tigraz. Yep.
One of his safe picks here.
Yep. No ban on the Weaver for Minky yet. That's a bit shocking. We'll have to see. So far, they have 1 tank, they have potentially 1 tank and a bruiser / damage initiate, the counter initiator.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the stream right now. It seems to be chopping.
Clark's really good. I feel like that's probably The architect, if I had to guess.
Probably. I'm working on. It's nobody specifically. I'm trying to figure out what's causing it because we've never had this issue before.
Yeah, some people were actually saying stuff about that when they were watching the stream in the DTX chat, John.
Yeah.
They're saying, like, 2+ was saying it's a bit chappy, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's a little bit choppy, and I don't know what's going on to it right now. But like,
this is disgusting. And they got the runes. Disgusting. And they got the runes.
Either. That's
okay.
Either. That's
okay.
Yeah.
I think
it's already 3K net worth lead at 30 seconds in. Yeah.
I think
it's already 3K net worth lead at 30 seconds in.
That's
all right.
Really, that's
all right.
Really not
We fixed
good
it.
At all.
We fixed it.
All.
Can you get? All right. I think I've got it fixed now. All right. I think I've got it fixed now.
Nice.
Good
well,
job.
thanks for joining us for the draft, Tyler. Appreciate your insight.
Yeah.
Curious to see how this.
Yep.
Curious to see how this one materializes, and we'll see you in the finals.
Sounds good.
This one materializes, and we'll see you in the finals.
Sounds good.
Already, one of the reasons why I banned Dazzle right off the bat is such an annoying mid-hero.
Yeah, it's really difficult to deal with. I find it's very hard to lose lane on Dazzle if you understand how to push. Very hard to lose lane on Dazzle if you understand how to push with Poison Touch. And AA is not a hero that has any mobility or like really counter nuke to deal with it. I think it's just a free lane for the Dazzle.
So
And
even like when I'm playing like a Death Prophet and maxing Siphon, right? Like the Dazzle can just stand there and like Shallow Grave and Poison, and it's like you just ignore all the damage and you outlive me. It's a very difficult lane.
Nice lane control happening on bottom that you're gonna pull off onto the ghost camp. You can deny a lot of these creeps.
Bucket of Fish has queued up a Conda. I'm kidding.
Has he now?
I'm kidding.
Has he now?
Good lord.
He'll get there. He'll get there.
I don't understand why it keeps dropping. We're losing frames.